Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But tell me, Eddie, is that a rabbit in your pocket or you're just happy to see me?
Hello, everyone. Welcome. While I am doing this intro for you guys, so we have about 10 articles of fun stuff, weird stuff to cover. I am going to tweet out that we're live because I forgot to make the post. I was focused on doing other stuff. I was focusing on reading some news articles, and I'm realizing I forgot to tweet out that we're doing the stream today.
Yeah.
Because something happened yesterday. We had an election.
Yeah, I saw that an American businessman slapped the former prostitute like a pimp.
Yes. And her simps are unhappy.
Yeah.
To say the least. So yes, I was up a little late last night because I was primarily watching an election map. And I was primarily watching my state because my state was leaning blue for a while. And I was like, if they win any swing state, it'll most likely be my state because my state has always been a swing state. Regardless, so basically, I always get hit, or our state always gets hit with ads for both sides. It gets really fucking annoying. And so I'm like, if it goes blue, I really won't be surprised. And then I was watching the map during my stream, and then all of a sudden it kind of flipped and started showing light red. And I was like, wait a minute. So I kept watching it more and more, and I was watching Trump's lead. Kind of combination of, basically kept the distance and then would marginally increase.
Yeah, it's like a stiffening erection.
Okay. But kind of like that, basically. But I was I had hoped that he was going to win as soon as I saw the lead he had initially. Because if it were close, I would have been he could conceivably lose. But the fact that he had a lead early on and maintained it, I was I think America's going to win this one.
Yeah, so, the MVPs were the Amish that showed up for the first time in an age like the Ents when they marched on Isengard.
The Amish, yes, voted. You said 80,000.
Yeah, I think it was 80,000. They showed up in wagons and stuff.
Yep. They mobilized. They very much mobilized. But we're not here to really talk about the election. I'll most likely talk about it on Talk Nerdy to Us this coming Sunday because I'm sure my co-host, My Nerdy Home, and I will have a lot to discuss in terms of celebs crying and everything over the election results when we do the stream Sunday evening. I'll also be watching the movie, planning on watching the movie Heretic. I'll let you all know how that is. It looks intriguing with Hugh Grant, so I'm going to be watching that. But tonight, and I'll say hello to the chat in a little bit, tonight we're discussing fun, weird news. Basically, just to kind of get our minds off of the cringe just for a little while. Just for a little while, because we see enough cringe, we see enough celebs crying and everything. And while the tears are glorious, it gets old after a while. So I figure let's talk about some weird stuff.
You know what else is good though? When late in the election, a lot of the actors, started simping for Kamala doing videos.
Oh yeah,
they provided a very nice link of people not to support anymore.
Oh yeah,
or other list,
the Avengers Assemble shit and everything. So
yeah.
So, and then shocker, no one gives a shit what celebrities think anymore. Really, nobody gives a shit.
Arguably, they gained Trump votes because people are fed up with them.
Yeah. So it's basically the Streisand effect. It had the opposite effect of what they were intending.
I saw Bette Midler promise to drink drain cleaner if Trump won, and then she vanished off Twitter.
Yeah, she deleted her account. Shocker again. Because I was I quote tweeted her and said, how about some video proof? Deleted her account. Anyway,
to be fair though,
Mhm.
she doesn't drain cleaner because her shit flows freely.
So out both ends. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
chat. Yes, we're here to talk about weird news. And before I say hello to the chat, Stieg, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Steve from Norway. Means I'm better than you. That tends to be kind of nice. Hatred level is at a healthy 70% today. Having a good week.
That is good. He's our DM also for
Yes.
D&D.
And
I need to tell the D&D story. I forgot to tell the D&D story yesterday because I didn't stream Monday, and then I forgot to yesterday. So you all in the chat are going to have to remind me when I do stream Saturday to tell the D&D story, because Trey, you'll be pissing yourself laughing, most likely.
I can give a little spoiler.
Yes, a little spoiler.
Look at my avatar. This is the spoiler.
Yes, that's that fucking doll.
The MVP, arguably.
Yes, is both unnerving and awesome at the same time. But anyway, yes, Trey, remind me, because you guys will be pissing yourself laughing when I tell the story, because we ended up going after the bounties this past Sunday. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to say hello to the chat. And then for those who are new tuning in, basically, I bring up a number of articles, some that I find, some that others send to me, like Stieg and Trey and so forth. And tonight we have 10 articles to go over of, weird news and some, basically some what the fuck even kind of news also. But before I go into those, I'm going to say hello to the chat. Trey, is what up, Stieg? Bring on the weird? Yes. We will certainly bring on the weird. Trust me. I found some what the fuck articles. Hello, Conroy. Good to see you. Gravy D. Dose of queerness. Well, I could say something there, but I'm not. Anyway. Now, yes, I dual stream on Kick and Twitch yesterday, and then on Saturday, I'm just going to stream some Black Ops 6 multiplayer because it was easier to do that this week than get into a more story-based game. But next week, I'm going to figure out, if I'm going to get back into BioShock 2 or if I'm going to try my hand at another game since I finished Resident Evil Village. Faster than I anticipated. I finished Resident Evil 7 faster than I anticipated, and then I finished Resident Evil 8 faster than I anticipated. So, Arkham Asylum, you want me to play Arkham Asylum again? We'll see. I have plenty of games to go through.
Red Dead 2.
Is that on? If that's on Game Pass, I'll play it. I don't have that.
It's an 11 out of 10.
Well, I believe that, but I'm saying I don't have it, and if I had to buy it, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to purchase it. But if it's on Game Pass, I'll play it. Wasn't exactly late, but hey, Mike, good to see you. Tara Crystal, what is up? Mark Hamill can go back. Yeah, Mark Hamill. Yeah, because he's probably curled up in the fetal position right now. Hello, Tommy Doyle. Good to see you. Mikey Sues 4. USA's in mourning today. They should be ashamed of their indecisions. Basically, a red wave broke down the blue wall. Let's just go with that. Red wave broke down the blue wall. Dick Van Dyke's crying too. Yeah, they're we've gone to a point now where it's I don't think people. At one point, I think people did care about what celebs thought, because at that time, and I'm going back decades, golden age of Hollywood time. That was a time when celebs could actually work together regardless of political affiliation, because at the end of the day, it didn't fucking matter because they had a job to do. All right. And they had their opinions and things like that. But, for the most part, it wasn't like they were telling anyone how they should vote, things like that. Then communism took a foothold in the entertainment industry and the education system and so forth. And now the Democrats, or the left, I should say, have basically become the party of the elitists, and the right has become the party of the working man. It literally fucking flipped over the past decades. Yeah. And it's gotten to a point where people don't give a shit, especially with celebs. And even Anthony Hopkins himself, someone put his quote in the chat saying, don't listen to actors. We're idiots. Just we're paid to play make believe. We're paid to act a role, essentially. Don't don't listen to us.
Alice Cooper said much the same. It's a quote from him as well.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Soul Assassin, hello. If they're registered, they can vote. It's not against their religion. They can vote. It's just they choose not to most times because they tend to stay out of politics. But the fact that 80,000 mobilized, it tells you that they themselves are even fed up with the whole landscape. So they can vote. They just most times choose not to since they stay out of the political affairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Al Sharpton. They're all coming out with that playbook basically. Trump beats woman and evades charges. Yep. Let's see. Making sure I don't miss anyone. They're now Rage with the Machine. They used to be Rage Against the Machine. Now they're Rage with the Machine. Sonic Jaded, hello. Yeah, from what I've seen on the streets, the only people freaking out are the celebrities and media personas. The public outside is either holding in gripes or being mellow about it. So, pretty much. There have been meltdowns on social media, particularly TikTok and shit like that, but for not as much as what we saw when Hillary lost. But give it time. Give it time. The drugs will wear off. Anyway. So we have 10 articles. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're going after the blacks and the Latinos and things like that. If you voted for Mara, or fucking hell, I saw my name. So if you voted for Trump, you're a misogynist. You're a racist. You're like Chris Maloney, all right, another actor, who's basically paid to play make believe, is quoted as saying, "Do not overestimate the intelligence of the American people," because he's mad that Kamala lost. And thank you. I stopped watching SVU a long time ago, and I have no desire whatsoever to watch any reruns whatsoever. Thank you, Chris Maloney. Albert, hello. So the thumbnail, Rogan is a creep. He said men being raped in prison is moot point because it's men raping men. I just picked the Rogan pick because he looks like how our faces look whenever we read these articles. So, but thank you for the super chat. Hello, Teresa. Hello. And I know you gotta take the RAC part about that name. Yeah. So they throw out all those slurs, but yet the right side is the racist. Hey, Hound. So yeah, but anyway, for a while, the hashtag going around on X was "Do not concede," and now people are claiming that Trump cheated, and we're like, please keep going with that because now we're going to go back and investigate the 15 million votes that magically disappeared that Biden got that somehow Kamala didn't get.
Oh, so, it's actually 20.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, go back and investigate that, please.
Yeah, and the fun thing is they're saying oh yeah, there was a record turnout this time, minus 20 million. That's just vanished. Yeah, so and this you would think this election would have been the one to cause a bigger turnout because it's like we have to keep Trump out of office, given the political atmosphere. So, but no. He won the popular vote and the electoral vote. Doesn't always happen because sometimes candidates won the popular vote but loses the election because the other one gets more electoral votes. Well, just because the election is won, that doesn't mean the job's done, and a lot of people need to be held accountable.
Oh, I feel Trump is going to make sure of that. Hey Nick, good to see you. I see the Earth hasn't spun off its axis yet. Yeah. So thank you for the $2 super chat. It's fair enough. I just despise him and wanted to share. Yeah, I'm saying I just picked it because of the expression. It's not because I like Joe Rogan or anything like that. It's just it works with the type of articles we bring up half the time. So.
Oh yeah, Soul Assassin is right.
Yeah.
The ghost of Peanut.
Yeah. All right, but I have 10 articles, so basically from left to right, 1 through 10. And then what Sig does is roll a die, and whatever number it lands on is the article we read first. So
we'll
switch it up that way.
The dice were a birthday Christmas present from Miss Martin Muses. It's a Witcher box thing. with Witcher dices. So we're well equipped.
Yep.
9.
9. Okay, this is a stupid criminal article that Trey sends. Now, I don't read these articles. I just like grab them based on the headlines, and so whatever reaction I have is going to be the genuine reaction to this shit. So basically, stupid criminals. A man fled the cops and ran straight into a pole. The pole came out of nowhere. All right.
Pole position.
So most criminals who try to run from the cops on foot are caught within seconds. And this guy not only got caught, he got a massive shiner. A couple of weeks ago, police in Florida pulled over a vehicle and they noticed evidence of drugs, so they searched it. They found a rolled cigar with marijuana, a pill box with the word Xanax written on it. They had 11 alprazolam pills and 2 separate baggies, both with fentanyl residue inside. Where would we be without the stupid criminals? Yeah, it's basically Florida man story and a stupid criminal story at the same time. There were also 3 syringes filled with the methamphetamine, a black container with 4 more marijuana cigarettes, and a safe with more drugs. They arrested 2 people, but the driver didn't go willingly. While they were attempting to arrest 39-year-old Scott while they were attempting to arrest Scotty Boy, he tried to flee on foot, but he only got a few steps before he ran straight into a telephone pole. Then the cops just walked right over and cuffed him after they were done pissing themselves with laughter. So yeah, so it's a Florida man story and a dumb criminal story. Because yes, imagine labeling your drugs.
He ran into the telephone pole and got a ringer.
Yes. There used to be a show called basically kind of like, I don't want to say based on the World's Dumbest Criminal books, but they took those books, the concept from those books and made like a World's Dumbest Criminal show. I don't know how many episodes or seasons it was basically, but that was the premise. And one of the episodes I remember is these cops had these guys lined up, like the guys were facing the wall, hands on the wall, current situation. And rather than go through the process of patting them down individually, one of the cops decided to kind of trick them and said, if you throw out, if you have any drugs on you, throw them out now, and sort of situation basically. And this fucking idiot did it. I mean, he would have been caught anyway with the drugs on him, but he right in front of the cops turned, grabbed it out of his back pocket, and whipped it out I'm gonna get rid of it and then I'll be fine. They arrested him on the spot.
I saw one dumbass too that and this was in court. They said they were fingerprints and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, you can't know it was me. I wore gloves.
Wish that video was released on YouTube. Yeah. There was another this was not in the episode I watched. This was in one of the books I read. And these cops were interrogating a guy, and they knew he was lying. But they couldn't quite prove it. So they told him that they were going to hook him up to a lie detector test. But the lie detector test was something akin to a spaghetti strainer looking thing. Wires that they found, and they hooked up to a printer. So basically, they wheeled this shit in to the interrogation room, put the spaghetti strainer on this guy's head, and they continued the interrogation. And every time they knew he was lying, one of them would press the button, and it would shoot out, because they had it it was the copy machine part of it, a printout that said lying. So they would press a button and it would shoot out lying, 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 and I don't know, you would think someone smart enough would know that that's not a lie detector test, but the guy broke down and confessed. stupid criminals. They practically catch themselves. AJM. If the gloves don't fit, he must quit. I read a theory that OJ didn't do it, but he was protecting. Like people had a theory that his son did it. So, and that OJ was basically protecting him or something. But anyway, that's it. Yeah, there it is. So basically, a Florida man story and a dumb criminal story. It's Trey's like stuck on the Xanax. Like I'm stuck on the fact that he labeled everything.
You know what? Fun criminal story from my area. Mm-hmm. A friend of mine worked for the local police, right? And he had been, they'll do checkups on the usual suspects, right?
Yeah.
And these two were trying to be like overly friendly to the police, so they invited the police in. Which they certainly didn't have to. So yeah, come on in and blah blah blah. And they want coffee, and the cops were like, "Yeah, well, just go get some. It's in the kitchen." Next to the coffee were other boxes, empty, coffee boxes or whatever. And it said they had labeled them. It said hash, marijuana, and stuff, and all of a sudden, the cops had probable cause, was right there.
Yeah.
They got busted.
Basically, like shocker.
Yeah. All they had to do was say, "Nah, we're good. Bye," and close the door.
Yeah. Don't you just love it? But anyway, chat. Again, welcome everyone. We got 9 articles.
Yeah. 9 again.
Okay.
Or is it 6? No, it's 6.
Okay, hold on. Let me count. 1, 2, 6. Okay. This is not going to be like weird or anything, but it's just got a kick out of what New Zealand is doing at their airports, basically, because now they have a limit on how long people can hug. Because at like the departure area, so they literally put a time limit on this. So got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to say your goodbyes, pretty much. And it's right here. They have like these signs posted.
3 minutes though, that's a long time. You can shag in that time.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I'm saying it's like they post a sign, so it's like 3 minutes. So I don't know how long these emotional goodbyes were for them to have that time, like that specific time limit. Like how long were they before? So emotional farewells are a common sight at airports, but travelers leaving the New Zealand city of Dunedin will have to be quick. A new 3-minute time limit on goodbye hugs in the airport's drop-off area is intended to prevent lingering cuddles from causing traffic jams.
Gravy D. Gravy D is letting us know that he could shag twice in that time. He is simply that good. That's amazing. I'm impressed. He's my role model.
He met along. So yeah, basically they don't want people clogging the traffic area. So it's like you got 3 minutes to say your goodbyes. And that's it. So, but they do say passengers do not need to worry unduly about enforcement. We do not have drug police. They should. They should have someone walking around with like a wiffle bat. So like when the timer goes off, that's all you set, or a hose. You know how you get dogs to stop shagging in your yard? Turn a hose on them, basically. That's what they should do. Basically, they start a timer, and when the timer goes off, if they're still clogging the traffic area, just hit them with the hose. It's an opportunity to make it sucks. Hey, Sam. Trey wants to know, did they just admit they don't have drug police? Well, they just admitted they don't have enforcers, basically. Don't have, they're not going to enforce it, basically. So it's the sign's posted, and expect people to abide by the honor code of timing themselves for those 3 minutes, essentially. That's why I said they need to have like hoses connected. So basically, if they go past the 3 minutes, just turn the hose on them.
Isn't it kind of rude though if dogs are shagging and they spray them with a hose?
I'm not saying I do it. I'm saying that's typically how people like stop them.
Yeah, that's kind of like walking up to a prostitute and slapping the sailor's dick out of her mouth or something. It's not polite.
Oh my god. Anyway, Trey's like, this gives me ideas. So, but there it is. So if you ever travel to New Zealand or anything, and like you're like no long goodbyes, essentially. I don't know why. It would take them even that long. But the fact that they had to post a time limit, I'm wondering how long were they clogging traffic before then?
Perhaps if they have a stutter.
Anyway. Okay, we're down to 8 articles.
Yep. I'll roll my costly D8.
There you go.
3.
1, 2, 3. Stupid fucking ads. I hate the New York Post sometimes because of those fucking ads at the top.
Yeah, and the other one.
This is one of the what the fuck articles I found. I'm mom to 8 dolls. I breastfeed them and take them everywhere.
Yeah, that's not a good start.
I'll read that title to you guys again. I'm mom to 8 dolls. I breastfeed them and take them everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well-adjusted person. One can guess who that person voted for.
Yeah. A woman is an adoptive mom to her 8 reborn dolls and breastfeeds them, makes them breakfast, and takes them everywhere with her. Kelly White became interested in the realistic dolls after seeing a YouTube video showing off a collection. The cosplay lover had originally wanted to use the doll as a prop, but began to feel attached to her. She's from Long Island. These are her... Come on, stupid fucking ads. Her dolls.
She needs one of these.
No. Over the last year, Kelly has grown her collection to 8 and says she has spent around $2,000 on them. She used to breastfeed her younger dolls, but now bottle feeds them, making quote-unquote milk from flour and water. Kelly, a content creator from Long Island, said, I've been wanting to be a mom since I was 8. Well, there's another way to do that.
Yeah.
I got attached to her as if she was an adopted child.
She should never have a child.
No. Suddenly I was spending clothes for her and a bed. They are comforting. I'm living my truth of the life I want, as if I was a mom. You can do that another way. Kelly came across a video in October 2023 and bought her first doll, Jennifer. She said, I got really interested in the reborn collection as soon as I got my first toddler doll for my birthday last year. It's just fucking scary. Jennifer stands at 39 inches and has her own bed in Kelly's room. Kelly started adding to her collection this year after she made some money through the TikTok Creator Fund. Kelly now has 2-year-old dolls, Summer, twins Molly and Anthony, Ashley, Elizabeth, Michael, and Adam. She is also planning to get a new one, Emily, this month.
I badly want to visit her home and rip the leg off one of the dolls.
Yeah, I'm not going to read this entire article, but there it is, chat.
Fucked up. Yeah, this is Marvelously Psycho.
Mm-hmm. That woman should meet up with that guy with all the doll collection. Yeah. Yeah, get a dog, Heffa. Yes. Dog, actually have a child. I mean, if like there's basically in vitro fertilization, if you don't have someone to do it naturally with, this is why women should vote.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If she started breastfeeding them, right? And then the dolls in her mind got older. So she's
Yeah.
now bottle feeding them.
Yeah.
What happens when they turn into teenagers? And later on, adults.
Mm-hmm.
Do they get boyfriends and girlfriends? And will there be a doll baby?
Yeah, this is just like, again, just fucked up.
Because it has to escalate if she's in her mind having that the dolls are getting older.
Mm-hmm. No, if there's at least some semblance of sanity still left in her, yeah, that's where the logical step. That's what the logical steps would be. But at the same time, is how sane is she?
This gives me D&D ideas.
Oh, shut up. Anyway, let me close that. So we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 articles. Oh, she paid for Doll College, yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah, she's the type of woman that pokes holes in condoms. This, if I could afford, I would get, because when I was a child, the movie that I would have my parents put, like, play and replay over and over again was The Wizard of Oz from 1939.
I actually figured you'd like that because it was Wizard of Oz.
Yes. And if I could afford these, I would get the ruby slippers from that movie.
I watched that a year or two ago because you got me to watch it.
Yeah, probably. So. And originally, the studio was going to go with Shirley Temple for Dorothy. And all you'd have to do is watch the movie The Bluebird of Happiness to see how Shirley Temple would have played the role. And I feel like you would instantly see that Judy Garland was actually the better choice.
The movie has actually aged quite well, given that it's getting close to 100 years, isn't it?
Yeah, it was 1939, so it's about 15 years. It'll be 100 years old.
Yeah, so. And it should not be remade. It's one of those. It should just leave it alone.
Yep, leave it alone. Don't touch it. They did release like a high def. Is it Blu-ray or something like that, or is it 4K? Like high def, where it's like you can definitely tell. I mean, like it was obvious that it was like the backgrounds were fake and things like that, but like you could really see when they enhanced it.
Yeah,
that's like the only criticism I have, is that's because when they released it like that. However, the movie itself, is timeless. So
it's better on DVD, and that's the case for a lot of older movies. Because I have the Freddy Krueger movies on Blu-ray. I like them way better on DVD and VHS.
I've seen The Wiz. I've never really been a fan of it. But I would say I would agree with you, Trey. It's if you want a different take on that story, yeah, watch The Wiz. So okay, I'll bypass that. Okay, but here it is. Let's just go into this article. So these are the ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland. Displayed at a news conference September 4th, 2018. A pair of ruby slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz is on the auction block nearly 2 decades after a thief stole the iconic shoes, convinced they were adorned with real jewels. Again, stupid criminals. I mean, look at that. You can obviously tell there's sequins. Anyone who remotely fucking looks at the shoes can tell you they're sequins. They're not going to be adorned with real jewels. Retards. Anyway. And shocker of all shockers, oh my god, there were in terms of actual jewels, no, they're not jewels. So they're not worth anything in that regard. Online bidding has started and will continue through December 7th. The auction company received the sequin and bead bedazzled slippers from Michael Shaw, the memorabilia collector who originally owned the footwear at the heart of the beloved 1939 musical. Shaw had loaned the shoes in 2005 to the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. That summer, someone smashed through a display case and stole the slippers. Again, retard. Their whereabouts were, because like literally, you're looking through a display case and somehow you think that they are adorned with jewels. You can clearly see sequins. Until the FBI recovered them in 2018. Now the museum is among those vying for the slippers, which were one of several pairs Garland wore during the filming. Only 4 remain. Basically, Grand Rapids raised money for the slippers at its annual Judy Garland Festival, and the funds will supplement the $100,000 set aside this year by Minnesota lawmakers to purchase the slippers. The man who stole the slippers, Terry John Martin, was 76 when he was sentenced in January to time served because of his poor health. He admitted to using a hammer to smash the glass of the museum's door and display case in what his attorney said was an attempt to pull off one last score after an old associate with connections to the mob told him the shoes had to be adorned with real jewels to justify their $1 million insured value. He's retarded. They're insured that because of the fact of how old they are, what they're associated with, who wore them, and everything else around that movie. That's the reason why they're fucking insured to that degree. An old guy stole them. An old guy was retarded enough to fucking believe that, oh, they have to be adorned with real jewels. Otherwise, why would they be insured for that much? You have fucking celebrities nowadays insuring their body features for that much because what happens if they lose their hair or whatever? What is their hair worth as much as jewels?
I think it was Anna Nicole Smith or Dolly Parton who insured her tits.
Yeah. What's the chick's name that played the bald character, the bald chick, the lady, in the original Star Trek film, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, aka also called The Motion Sickness. They actually shaved her head for the role, and because she was so scared her hair would not grow back, she insured her hair. I can't remember the actress's name, but I remember that about trivia about that movie because she was so scared that she insured her hair. Yeah, she like J-Lo. Yeah, insured her ass. But I can't remember that actress's name, basically. Persis Khambatta. Thank you, Tara Crystal. Yeah, because it wasn't like, because if I remember correctly, it wasn't a bald wig. Like her head was actually shaved, and so she insured her hair in case it didn't grow back. In case it didn't grow back. So
remember that episode of Seinfeld when Elaine had a boyfriend that had really fluffy hair, and Kramer convinced him to kind of buzz cut it. Or something like that, and then it never grew back. He wrecked her boyfriend, and she dumped the boyfriend. She only wanted him for the hair.
Hey, Abomination, just be a wig. I don't know how the insurance payout work for that. All I remember is like the fact that she did that.
Oh, Tara Crystal is saying she was in Nighthawks with Stallone and Rutger Hauer. That's a damn good movie, and a movie tip for Trey if he hasn't seen it. It's got Billy D. Williams in it too.
The auction of the movie memorabilia includes other items from The Wizard of Oz, such as a hat worn by Margaret Hamilton's Wicked Witch of the West and the screen door from Dorothy's Kansas home. Margaret Hamilton, I felt like bad for her after she made the movie because, in a way, because she was one of the nicest people working in Hollywood. And she played a despicable character in the movie, and she was like one of the nicest people you could ever meet. And after she played the role of the Wicked Witch of the West, children were afraid of her. So it's kind of like I feel like sad for her in a little bit because of the fact that children wouldn't approach her after that. So yeah, children were scared of Margaret Hamilton after that. But like I said, she was one of the nicest people you could ever meet. Yes, like the actor who played Walter Peck. Yeah, one of the nicest actors you could meet in real life. Like played a really well also, but played a despicable character. Jack Palance, one of the nicest actors you could ever meet, was very good at playing despicable characters. So,
yeah, probably Anthony Perkins. He also seemed like a really nice fellow.
Yeah. So, but that's it. That's it. I said of like the memorabilia. I don't know what all memorabilia is available, but of those, I would definitely get the ruby slippers if I could afford them. There's no way I could afford them, but I would definitely purchase the ruby slippers. So.
Roddy
Piper was also a really nice guy. He was also a really nice guy, but he played a really good heel.
Get a Dorothy costume for next Halloween or something.
I could. Yeah. I could. They have them still. So.
They already have a dog.
Yeah, but she's a little too big for Toto, but yeah. I'm just saying I'm just saying you know what I'm saying, Nick. Yeah. But yeah, they really need to do a like I know the Wicked musical kind of shows it from the Wicked Witch's perspective, even though it's a more of a what if type of story. But I would love for them to do a story told from the perspective of the Wicked Witch of the West. From that, basically, kind of like how Cobra Kai kind of initially started, where it's like, hey, if you actually think about it, Daniel was a bully in the Karate Kid movie. So if you actually think about it, like maybe the Wicked Witch of the West is kind of justified in being a little pissed off because her sister was crushed by a house, and then her shoes were stolen. I'm just saying.
It's based on a novel, right? The movie?
Yeah, it's based on a novel. Yeah. So.
Oh, thank you, Soul Assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wizard of Oz inspired fucked up D&D thing. Gonna have Toto be a werewolf.
Don't you fucking dare. Anyway. And close that tab so I don't accidentally open it again. So now we're down to 6 articles.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. This just looks cool. I'm not like, it's like we'll see what they do with this. Scientists claim breakthrough to bringing back Tasmanian tiger from extinction. Scientists claim to have made progress towards de-extinction and estimate their DNA sequence for the thylacine or Tasmanian tiger is 99.9% accurate. So that's what the Tasmanian tiger looked like.
B-movie
Tasmanian tiger. Mm-hmm. A wolf-like marsupial that once stalked the forests of Tasmania could be brought back from extinction after a team of U.S. and Australian researchers claimed a series of scientific breakthroughs. Also known as the thylacine, the Labrador-sized beast was Australia's last marsupial apex predator. The last one died in a Hobart Zoo in 1936 after the rest had been hunted to extinction in a bid to protect Tasmania's growing livestock industry. However, its recent demise makes it an ideal candidate for de-extinction, according to Colossal Biosciences, the Dallas-based company behind the effort. Colossal had previously announced plans to use the latest advances in gene editing and reproductive biology to bring woolly mammoths and even the dodo back from the dead. The thylacine samples used for our new reference genome are among the best preserved ancient specimens my team has worked with. It's rare to have a sample that allows you to push the envelope in ancient DNA methods to such an extent. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, they can. I know, and they're not close to cloning the mammoth, but they did find a very well preserved corpse of a baby woolly mammoth. Unfortunately, the DNA was so was unusable because of how long it had been. It broke down too much. I'm all for it, Nick. Hey, more deadly creatures to add to our army. Yes, like basically, the emus. All right, you send the emus in first, then the Tasmanian tigers, and to really fucking freak out the enemy, send the little huntsman spiders and the creepy crawlies up their legs. There's some reported sightings, so if they can. You don't know what hit them yet, so I personally, like, I don't live in Australia. I would love to visit Australia, but I find stuff like this really fascinating if they can do this. If they can, like, bring back an animal from extinction. I feel like they've seen Jurassic Park, and I feel like I can live with this versus a dinosaur. So, they're bringing back the saber-tooth tiger too. They should not. They should not. I can live with the Tasmanian tiger. They're not that big. But not the saber-tooth tiger. So. We'll see. I do want to visit. I really fucking want to visit Australia. Australia is like one of like my like top places I want to visit on my, if I could travel the world. I really want to visit that. Ever I know the filming for Lord of the Rings was in New Zealand, but ever since those movies, I've always wanted to visit your country and then by extension New Zealand. I've always wanted to visit there. But either I was in the military and couldn't do it, or just can't afford it. Australia's Jurassic Park. I survived Afghanistan and Iraq. Part of me thinks I can handle your country. So I love elephants.
I survived the Rings of Power season 1 and 2.
So did I. I survived those. Another place I want to visit is London for multiple reasons. One of which is I want to see the sites where I should say England, where Tolkien, like the pubs he would go to. I want to visit those. And they have the Jack the Ripper tours, I think, still. So I want to do the Jack the Ripper tour. Just bring some extra strength sunblock. The sun isn't just hot here, it actually cooks. Gotcha. I tan very easily, and if it's as hot as you're saying there, I've only got sunburned twice in my entire life. Once when I was 16 and once when I was deployed to Guam. But I'll make sure to bring extra strength sunblock. Like I said, I tan very easily. But anyway, I found that really fascinating. I love that. If scientists are able to do that, part of me is like all for it. Whole new and all that, yeah. Okay, we can close that. Now we're down to 5. Halfway there, folks.
5.
Awesome, Soul. 5, okay. This is one of the articles that Trey sent. So apparently a large crowd was duped to attending a non-existent Halloween parade in Dublin. Hundreds of people turned out for the alleged procession in the Irish capital after false rumors were spread online. Police were forced to disperse the gathering. That's a lot of people. I've always been fascinated with how rumors start and spread. Because all it takes is just casually saying, just saying something nonchalantly, and all of a sudden it's just to see what catches fire amongst the people, basically. Like Big Bang Theory. I watched the show, and I remember this particular episode, not because it was good or anything, but because I was fascinated with the psychological experiment they performed, and that was they dropped 2 Sheldon and whatever the chick was named he was dating, dropped 2 rumors just to see which rumor got picked up, basically. And it was the salacious rumor, essentially. I find that all fucking fascinating. The Irish unnatural gossips. Eagle and Child is closed. I'm not saying I would go into it. I just want to see it, basically. So the location, just to be there at the location where Tolkien would go. So, Amy, yeah. So Amy, yes, I remember that episode because I thought that was like fascinating. Apparently, no one thought to verify this shit. Apparently, no one thought to verify it. Like, hey, is this actually happening? A large crowd of people were duped into lining the streets of Dublin for a Halloween parade that did not exist. Spectators turned out and forced to watch the apparent procession in the Irish capital Thursday night until they were told there had never been any plans for one to be held. It came after a website posted a parade will be taking place in the city from 7 p.m. It appears that claims were then spread further on social media, including sites such as TikTok. Yeah. Irish police had to disperse the crowd. Gardaí statement on X said, "Please be advised that contrary to information being circulated online, no Halloween parade is scheduled to take place in Dublin City." So yeah, like, remember the whole trust but verify thing? Yeah. No one thought to verify this shit. Yeah. Commentators online joked that the event was a ghost parade. Yeah. Hundreds had turned out, but it added to show that there was an appetite in Dublin for a well-organized annual parade. So maybe they'll hold one in the future since they saw how much of a turnout there was. Maybe they'll do that in the future, but again, no one thought to verify it. No one thought to verify the information. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing as at Willy's Wonderland, or the Willy Wonka thing, but I think that one is worse because of what it actually turned out to be. This one was basically just non-existent. This one is basically they duped a lot of people, and there was nothing happening. That one there, it's like they made them believe there was going to be all this, and you see the images from what it actually turned out to be. So. But there it is. So next time, verify. But I'm guessing from what I saw in the article, it looks like the politicians noted, hey, maybe we'll do one in the future because that seems to be popular. At least hundreds of people turned out for it. So yeah, you had to pay actual cash for the Willy's one. This one was just basically a rumor spread online. All right, we're down to the last 4.
Yep. 2.
I haven't watched the full Aussie in a long time, but if they haven't covered this, they need to. Nursing home releases a bizarre job listing to bring sexy back to elderly patients. To bring sexy back to elderly patients in a nursing home. A tongue-in-cheek recruitment ad for a $145,000 aged care position has promised to bring sexy back to the female-dominated industry. Mars Recruitment uploaded several ads to seek on Tuesday for clinical nurse manager positions available at an unnamed aged care not-for-profit provider with the headline, "Bringing Sexy Back to Aged Care." The positions offered in New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, Western Australia, South Australia, Northern Territories, and Tasmania. Aren't you Aussies proud? I know what these stand for. Northern Territories and Tasmania come with a base salary of $130,000 to $145,000 plus super and salary packaging. Maybe aged care will never be labeled as sexy, but let me tell you what it always was, always is, and always will be. Absolutely undeniably bloody beautiful, wrote Anthony Nguyen, aged care recruitment manager at Mars Recruitment and host of the Leaders in Aged Care podcast. So yeah, they're bringing sexy back. Thank you, Sam. They're bringing sexy back to aged care in Australia. So like I said, the full Aussie hasn't covered this. They need to. Like I said, I haven't watched in a long time. Gravy's applying. Gravy's ready to apply. He's going to move to Australia. No denture adventures all around. Yeah, sexy nurse for old people. I'm fine with that. So, I just got a kick out of this. Like how they're going about with the recruitment. So, LinkedIn. It's a LinkedIn post. They don't. I wish they posted like the actual like link so I could look at it. But here's the Mars recruitment. There, right here. So pays up to $145K plus super plus salary packaging. Not-for-profit aged care provider with several Perth facilities. One of my top 3 employers to work for. And there it is. So they're attempting to bring sexy back to aged care. There it is. Well, it's not so much a nurse per se. Says, where was it? Clinical nurse manager position. So it's like, I guess, a step above just being a nurse, essentially. But again, it's a female-dominated industry, so they want to bring sexy back. So kind of a sexy nurse, but more of it in the manager position. So, well, they showed, they didn't provide the actual link, but they showed a screenshot of it. So that's what it's claiming. I don't know if it was filled or not. Let old man Dave get his sexy nurse. Exactly. Let me see if there's a link. It says it's on LinkedIn. So I guess if you go on LinkedIn, should be like, if it's still available, should be able to find it. That's all I can tell from that. 3 more articles. Sexy ward sister, yes. 3 more articles.
3.
All right. This is another, like, again, like, you know, I've heard of Bluey, so I know what Bluey is. I didn't realize there were Bluey coins, and that we had covered an article previously about a guy who stole, like, what, over 100,000 worth of Bluey coins. Another one stole a lot of Bluey coins. Because now you have police in New South Wales recovering 40,000 stolen Bluey coins from storage units. And this is like on top of the 63,000 that were stolen from an Australian warehouse earlier this year. Remember we covered that, chat? The Bluey coins? Like that, like hey, Jacob, wow, now we're talking about Bluey coins. And I remember when we were talking about it, I was like, I'm not promoting stealing, but if you're going to do it, be smart about it. And he, like, steal a little bit at a time so no one notices. And this idiot stole thousands, like tens of thousands. I'm like, they're going to fucking notice it. And they did. They caught the guy. They're actually stealing Bluey coins. And I'm like, if you want to do that, do it over time, gradually over time. They're not going to notice. A little bit here, a little bit there. You know, that's what you do. Kind of like the plan in Office Space for how they were going to steal essentially from the company. It was going to be a little bit at a time. They fucked everything up, but that was the plan. A Bluey. I love your slang, Nick and Sam. I love your slang over there. The hell is a Bluey coin? Well, Bluey is a kids show, and they, I guess, have commemorative coins for that show. It's an Australian-based show. It's a kids show, basically. So let's see if they show a picture. Have you seen this? That's Bluey. It's a show. It's basically a kids show, and they have limited edition coins. And someone stole 40,000, more than 40,000 stolen coins based on the hit children's TV show Bluey has been recovered by police in Australia. They searched a self-storage facility in Wentworthville and found a haul of Royal Australian Mint bags containing the cartoon currency. Earlier this year, the Mint produced coins featuring characters from the animated program worth $1 Australian. They are considered legal tender. What is it? What is with... I love your country. Well, what is it with you guys over there? Consider legal tender. So if you have a Bluey coin, you can like legally pay with that. On July 12th, police said 63,000 of the limited edition coins have been stolen from a warehouse in Wetherwell Park, New South Wales, months before they were due to enter circulation.
They should make like a porn with lethal and call it Lethal Tender.
Known as Bluey dollar bucks, they have been sold for as much as 10 times their face value online, and one eBay seller offered a pack of 3 for almost 600 Australian dollars. In total, 40,061 of the stolen coins were recovered by Strikeforce Bandit, a police force unit investigating the theft named after Bluey's dad in the show on Tuesday. So I guess it's not exactly an epidemic right now, but the fact that they have a task force named after probably means that they are anticipating more people doing this shit. Anyway, I just got a kick out of that. Another person tried stealing tens of thousands of Bluey coins, and shocker of all shockers, was caught because they're going to fucking notice that number of coins missing. So there it is. They are legal tender. So basically, if you have a Bluey coin, you can use them, even though they're limited edition, you can use those to pay. I would figure they would be a collector's item, meaning they would have no legal tender, essentially kind of worthless in that regard, but, basically emotionally, emotional worth because of whatever love you have for the show. What's Gravy's idea? I gotta scroll up. You can buy a hooker with Bluey coins. Yeah, a Bluey for a Bluey. A Bluey for a Bluey. Yeah, time to make Monopoly money legal tender.
Can get Bluey balls.
There you go. But I saw that and I was like, didn't something this already happen? Like, yeah, I remember that because we covered it, and another 40,000 were stolen. There it is. But 2 more articles left, folks.
2.
All right.
Haven't rolled a 1 all day.
I'll just wait until Sunday if we play.
Yeah.
German police say pizza order number 40 came with a side of cocaine. There's an extra task force, yeah. I'll read that again. German police say pizza order number 40 came with a side of cocaine. From Berlin, German police busted a pizzeria in the western city of Dusseldorf that also delivered a side of cocaine when customers asked for item number 40 on the menu.
You know what? If that pizza had beef on it, it would be cocaine.
Yes. It's in Dusseldorf, Germany, Trey. Trey's like, that's my order. Yeah. It's in Dusseldorf, Germany. That's all I know right now. I don't know the exact address. See if they give the name of it. That was one of the best-selling pizzas. Shocker. A pizza coming with a side of cocaine was the best-selling pizza they had? Pretends to be shocked.
Just a sniff of it and you're hooked.
Yes. German words are hilarious, as they are, actually. He said police was first tipped off by suspicious food inspectors in March. When drug squad officers began observing the restaurant, they soon observed why pizza number 40 was so popular. When police buzzed the apartment of the pizzeria manager, the 36-year-old allegedly threw a bag of drugs out the window, which, quote, fell right into the arms of the police officers. The bounty included 1.6 kilograms, or 3.5 pounds, of cocaine, 400 grams of cannabis, and 268,000 euros in cash. So almost $300,000 American in cash. Threw it out the window, right into the waiting arms of the police. Hey, Jono. Hey, Jono. If this pizzeria ever opens up, look, you can get a side of cocaine. In Germany. You ever visit Germany if that pizzeria reopens? You can get a side of cocaine with number 40. Yeah, pizza pie and a pizza high. Police said the restaurant manager, who was released from detention after a few days, soon reopened his business and started selling pizza number 40 with the cocaine side order again. That gave investigators an opportunity to look into the supply chain, and after several weeks, some 150 officers busted an entire drug ring in Western Germany, arrested 3 suspects, including the 22-year-old head of the drug operation, and raided homes and businesses of another 12 suspects. He's like, I'll take a slice and a snort. Yes. During the raids, they came across 2 cannabis plantations in nearby, I'm not even going to try to pronounce these words, with 360 plants respectively. They also found cutting and stabbing weapons, as well as cash and expensive watches. The pizzeria manager was arrested when he tried to flee abroad and remains in custody. None of the suspects' names were released in line with German privacy rules. Police did not say how much the pizzeria charged for the special order. So I don't know if you're ever going to be able to get your cocaine again, folks, but if that pizzeria ever reopens in Dusseldorf, Germany, ask for the number 40 and you get some cocaine. Yeah, he had cannabis, so I'm assuming you could maybe ask for weed in place of the cocaine. So needs pineapple, of course. You know what? I've never had pineapple on pizza, and I do want to try it, but I don't want to order an entire pizza. And like you know,
I like it. It's good on pepperoni pizza.
I'm saying that's what I'm hearing, but
Yeah.
I don't want to like order an entire pizza just to try one slice. So I'm waiting for someone else to order it so I could try it, and no one wants to do that. But I want to fucking try so bad, and I can't because it's not exactly a popular topping for the people I know. But they do half and half, but at the same time, it's like I'm not going to order entire pizza and like waste all those slices, like even the half ones. Essentially, I don't like wasting food. So it's like if I know someone's ordering it that likes it, or a couple that like it, then I know it's not going to be wasted. So it's like, and I don't really know anyone that likes pineapple on pizza.
Well, I do.
I'm saying near me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know plenty who like it near me.
Yeah, so like I'm a piece off of one basically, and just like
I had a fish pizza once. That was
mail me a piece.
Not good.
No, I'm not gonna just get a pineapple. I'd get it with either pepperoni or like they have the Hawaiian pieces where it's like ham slices and things like that. So I would do that. But at the same time, it's like if I get it and end up not liking it, then I don't like wasting food. So it's like my point, basically, and all that. So I prefer to kind of bum it off of someone and try it. And then if I like it, I'm going to order it. So I do like buffalo chicken pizza. I like that.
That I've never had.
Is there a shrooms pizza? I'm pretty sure there has to be one somewhere. It's kind of it's kind of like the rule. Was it 34? If it's in my opinion, if it's an idea, it'll exist somewhere. So yeah. But anyway, last article is one of the ones you sent me, Steve.
Oh.
Got it. Yeah. Female killer clown thrown in prison for 12 years, but gets released after 24 months. So yeah.
I feel that one should have been an October one.
It probably should have. But unfortunately, the article didn't come out until today, actually. So
yeah. Brand new. We're up to date on this channel.
Yeah, so Sheila Keene Warren was sentenced to 12 years in prison after she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the 1990 killing of Marlene Warren, who was shot in the face. Anchovies as a topping used to be popular enough. Thank God that trend died. My dad used to love eating anchovy pizza. Like see, the thing is, I actually like eating. I don't like normally eat anchovies, but I like anchovies by themselves, or I make like an anchovy sauce that I'll put onto like a white fish that I'm baking, which is actually really good, like tilapia and things like that. I do it like
We
that.
put it on.
I never liked it on pizza. I don't know what it is. I never liked it on pizza.
We put it
I
on
like
bread.
it salty. Mm-hmm.
It's common in Norway on bread. Actually, it's more of a Christmassy thing, Christmas breakfast. So you basically put anchovies and stuff on bread.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I don't know.
Straight out of the tin. Yeah. I might, while I'm making the sauce, I might snack on pieces because like sometimes the can will have like little tiny bits that I'll like take off while I'm preparing the sauce. But that's about it. But she pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the 1990 killing. All right, and was released after 24 months. A female killer clown has been released from prison less than 2 years after she pleaded guilty to a 1990 murder. Sheila Keene Warren shot her husband's then wife in the face while dressed as a clown. Now she has been set free from jail within 24 months of her admission to second-degree murder. The 61-year-old, whose arrest was 27 years in the making, was released from prison for good behavior despite earlier being sentenced to 12 years behind bars, according to the Associated Press. Where is this? Okay, where did she kill her? Because 12 years is short for second-degree murder. Florida. Okay. Had Keene Warren's case gone to trial, she could have faced life imprisonment, but instead, Florida Department of Corrections records show she left prison on Saturday. On May 26, 1990, Marlene Warren, her 22-year-old son Joseph Ahearns, and his friends were hanging out at their house on Takeoff Place in Wellington when a white Chrysler turned up, according to Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. There it is.
Yeah.
Well, at a Halloween party, but there's a clown.
Yeah, that clown is no joke.
Mm-hmm. At approximately 10:45 a.m., a clown emerged from the car, which had parked across the drive, bearing flowers and balloons. After Marlene Warren opened the door, a gunshot rang out within the house. Witnesses say the clown calmly walked back to the LeBaron and drove away. 2 days following the shooting, which hit Marlene Warren in the face, she succumbed to her injuries. Despite being a prime suspect in the initial investigation, Keene Warren wasn't arrested at the time. That's Keene Warren. She's happy in her mugshot. In a shocking turn of events within the Palm Beach County cold case files, which reopened the case back in 2014, they ended up cracking the case wide open after DNA retests. They unveiled that Keene Warren had tied the knot with Marlene Warren's husband, Mecca Warren, in 2002, and the couple had since moved to Tennessee to run their own restaurant. Detectives were able to piece together enough evidence to establish probable cause for her arrest. Following a grand jury indictment for first-degree murder in 2017, officials tracked down Keene Warren in Virginia, apprehending her in September of 2017. She pled guilty in April of 2023. According to Associated Press reports, she was once employed by the victim's husband at his secondhand car dealership. Despite rumors of an illicit romance between the two, both parties denied such allegations. But how convenient they married like a little over a decade later. So she did it hitman style, literally. Plea deal. So yeah. Because it says that she didn't go to trial, so if she had gone to trial, she most likely would have faced life imprisonment. Investigators came across orange fiber similar to hair inside the abandoned LeBaron, reported stolen off Michael Warren's car lot. Allegedly, Marlene Warren had confided in her desire to end the marriage, but harbored deep concerns over possible retaliation, expressing to her mother, "If anything happens to me, Mike did it." But there it is. She was sentenced. But the thing is, 12 years is short, but the fact that she got out after 2 for good behavior, I'm like, she should have served the entire 12 years. I mean, she's getting off like almost scot-free in that case because people have been arrested because murder has no statute of limitations here in the United States. So you could like again, this murder happened in 1990, and she's caught like over 2 decades later, almost three decades later, right? And people have like been caught, like it's caught in similar regards, and still have served longer time for their crimes. So the fact that, like, she should have served at least the sentence that she was given is my thoughts. But she got out after 2 years, murdered this woman in cold blood, practically got off scot-free for almost 3 decades, was arrested finally, and she only serves 2 years. He didn't say the 6 years factored in. He said she got off for good behavior. So it didn't say like time served or anything. They factored in this 6 years being held. Let me see. No, it doesn't say the 6 years factored into it. So basically, essentially, at least once she was officially sentenced to the 12 years, she only served 2, which is, I think, a travesty. So, well, in this case, she was charged with 2nd degree. Technically, like, I would figure it'd be 1st degree because basically, like, but it was pleaded guilt. But the plea deal was to a 2nd degree murder charge. So, if they had gone to trial, I feel like the prosecution most likely would have gone with a 1st degree murder charge, like prosecution, but she pled to a 2nd degree. She pled to 2nd degree murder, which is the lesser of the 2, but somehow in the plea deal she only got 12 years, and normally it's like 25 to life for 2nd degree murder, depending on what state you live in. Only got 12 years. As per the charge, per the deal, but only served 2. So she murders a woman in cold blood and only serves 2 years. I'm just saying that's a little travesty. I would have had her serve at least the entire 12, and then gone up for parole after that to see if she's if she would get off for good behavior or not. But that's just my opinion. I watch a lot of true crime type of shows, and I feel like if you're sentenced to a certain limit, number of years for your crime, I think you should serve before any parole hearing happens, whatever minimum time you're supposed to be serving. So if it's 20 years to life, then your first parole hearing is after 20. If it's 25 to life, your first parole hearing is after 25 years. No time off for good behavior or any shit like that. Just serve them at least the minimum time. I don't care how old you are. But there it is. I need to watch the Menendez Brothers special. So I need to watch that. I think they should be... They've served their time. I feel like they could be paroled. Because there was enough information to back their claims of abuse from their father. When the trial was happening. So I'm not saying they should not have been punished, but I feel like they at least served their time. So I'm kind of like with most people, I feel like they should be paroled. I've never watched Mr. Ballin. I've never even heard of him. So, but there it is. Those are the articles, chat. Thank you for hanging out with us for the monthly Worldwide Weird. Next week is the top 10. And I have to...
93?
I think it's 93. I'm just double checking. Yeah, 93. So it'll be our top 10 1993 films. And I have a feeling I know what Trey's top number 1 is going to be. If you're talking about the series, no, not the documentary, or not a documentary or anything, but the series, no, because I heard what they kind of did with the series with Dahmer himself, and I'm like, that wasn't him.
You know that Harry Sisson guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On Twitter, he looks like a Dahmer victim.
most likely would be a Dahmer victim. I'm saying, like, yeah, that's like I was like, when I heard people talking about that element, I was like, why the fuck did they go that route? Like, just it's already fucked up enough. Like, you don't need to add anything more to it with what Dahmer did, and Dahmer was killed in prison. So, but there it is. So yes, this is my thank you, Soul Assassin and Trey. This is my kick. I do my gaming streams like dual kick and Twitch. So like it looked good. It's just I like the fact that they added the whole race angle, because like Dahmer was basically equal opportunity with his victims. Like he killed them and ate them, essentially. So like he was like literally the epitome of equal opportunity. But yeah, so next week is the top 10 lists, our own personal subjective top 10 list for 1993 films. They themselves do not necessarily have to be the cream of the crop when it comes to cinema, but we love them nonetheless.
In a couple of months, I'm gonna have issues with the top 10s because in the mid 90s, mid to late 90s, I was in school. Didn't watch a lot of movies, so the nostalgia factor goes away substantially. So I have to maybe rewatch a bunch as well.
I'd say probably, yeah. I do a lot of streaming, so I don't know how I would add a true crime type of stream to my already burgeoning schedule. But it would be cool. I love talking true crime. But it's top 10 1993 films, and then for the 1s and 2s this month, the following 2 Wednesdays, it's these. Despite the fact that Robert Downey Jr. has gone to the dark side recently with the Avengers support for Kamala Harris, we are talking the Sherlock Holmes duology of movies with him and Jude Law for the 1s and 2s, and then for the singles, it's the Final Fantasy films. For this month, and the second of the singles will, because Thanksgiving is this month and it's on the Thursday, we'll be doing that single that week on a Friday.
You know what's interesting about Robert Downey Jr.? I think it was a year and a half ago. He looked all different. He
went vegan, basically.
He started bragging about his vegan diet, and now he has no testosterone left.
Pretty much, yeah, because I don't know if you watched Talk Nerdy, Gravy, but Steph and I watched the Avengers Assemble ad that they did for Kamala.
Samuel Jackson and Harrison Ford chimed in later on too.
I'm not surprised about Harrison Ford, to be honest. I'm not saying I'm like surprised about Samuel L. Jackson, but I always knew like Harrison Ford leaned that way. So
I thought it was interesting that
I've seen Hereditary. I thought it was okay. I have not seen Oddity.
I thought it was interesting that all of those actors that did that almost at the same time consistently work for Disney these days, which poured a lot of money into Kamala's campaign.
Yeah. Oh, he went straight. Like he not only looks vegan, he went on a vegan diet. So he's full on they started bragging about the vegan diet and things like that. So
I'm sure it has a lot of benefits, but you need a carnivore diet as well. You need both.
Ford hasn't necessarily been as public as other celebrities have, but he has stated his opinions publicly before.
Yeah, climate change.
Yeah, so I always knew he was left of center, so I'm not surprised. But there it is. There it is. So that is the Worldwide Weird, ladies and gentlemen. No stream tomorrow or Friday because I have to get up on the early side the following days. But if you're on my Discord, and I saw that Trey posted the link here, so if you join my Discord, I do watch parties occasionally. And tomorrow and Friday evening, I'm planning on doing watch parties of the 2 parts of the original TV movie adaptation of Stephen King's It. So part 1 Thursday evening, part 2 Friday evening. It's the 1990 adaptation. Dated? Kind of is. Yeah. Is it particularly scary? Not really, but this might be a hot take. I enjoy it infinitely more than the more recent adaptation of Stephen King's It from 2017 and I think 2019 respectively. 2007, the first part I overall enjoyed. I did like the setup, but the second part pretty much killed it for me.
I like the original too with Tim Curry.
Yeah, this is like the one I'm going to be showing with Tim Curry's Pennywise.
Have you seen the Shining miniseries?
Yes, years ago, but I did see it, and I preferred the miniseries. And this might be a hot take also for you guys, more than the Kubrick version. I think the Kubrick version is overrated. And before you come at me, the reason why I believe it's overrated is not because of the atmosphere. He nails the atmosphere of the Overlook. I feel that Jack Nicholson is horribly miscast in the role. Does he play crazy well? Absolutely. Jack Nicholson plays crazy superbly, but he plays it too well. He looked like he was ready to snap before they got to the hotel. And in the book, it's a gradual descent into insanity. And the movie pretty much glosses over all of that. So
yeah, it's definitely more suited as a miniseries, but the miniseries also followed the book because it has the ending of the book. The movie, you know,
the movie changed the ending, too.
Yeah, there's no maze. So when they did the sequel, Doctor Sleep.
Yeah, they had the maze. I did enjoy Dr. Sleep. I actually did enjoy Dr. Sleep, even with the maze, because they brought the maze back. I actually enjoyed Dr. Sleep more than the original The Shining.
Yeah, the director had to find a middle ground to honor the book and the movie that came before. So I think he succeeded if that was what he had to do. But Dr. Sleep has the ending of the original ending of The Shining, doesn't it? With the boiler.
Yeah, it does. So he kind of found the middle ground because like Kubrick changed the ending. I think Stephen King himself has said that he did not like the Kubrick adaptation.
Oh, he didn't just dislike it; he hates it.
Yeah. So and it is a book. Dr. Sleep is a book basically. So that is in itself is an adaptation of a Stephen King novel. But I actually enjoyed Dr. Sleep more than the original The Shining, at least the Kubrick version. But there it is. But yeah, so that is my opinion on the original The Shining, and like generally, I feel like that's the opinion that'll get bricks thrown through my windows because people were like, "What? You think that movie's overrated?" I'm like, "Yeah, it kind of is.
It is.
It kind of is."
It's kind of it just became a buzzword. Like you have to like it just because everyone says it's good by default because it's well known. I think it's an 8 because the atmosphere sells it.
Well, that's the thing. Kubrick nailed the atmosphere. Like that is like superb. But it's just like the casting for me. Yeah, it's Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
And I think what's her name?
He looked ready to snap before he even got to the hotel, and I'm like, that kills it for me because
same with his wife. She looks like she's about to have a breakdown immediately, hysterically.
Yeah. So even though I liked Shelley Duvall and like her performance, she also was at least in terms of like how they had like developed the character. She's kind of miscast in that way because I'm like, it's gradual. It's all supposed to be gradual. The book itself is long, so you're supposed to have that slow descent into insanity, which is why the miniseries works better. A miniseries works better for Stephen King novels because of one, he can't write. But part of the reason why he can't write is because he doesn't know how to fucking end anything.
You know why?
Or like where to like stop it, like a stopping point. So it goes on and on.
The reason why is because he doesn't plan the books. He doesn't make the first draft blueprint thing. He just sits down and writes.
Pretty much.
While other authors plan the plot points and then fill in the chapters, right? So they will rarely get writer's block because they've already done the hard work.
Pretty much. So he does have a weird performance, yeah. I guess Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is The Shining better. I enjoyed the adaptation, the TV movie adaptation of Salem's Lot. I don't know what he felt about it, but I did enjoy that adaptation. I think I prefer the movie over the book. I like the changes the movie made, which is like better than what was in the book.
Is that the one with Rutger Hauer?
No, it's James Mason plays Straker. David Soul is in it. It's the one where like David Soul's character returns to Salem's Lot. He's a writer, and he wants to write a book about the Marsden House. Like, you need to watch it. You need to give it at least one watch. It's a TV movie, so it's like a two-parter.
Yeah.
And it's based on Stephen King's novel Salem's Lot. So, I would stay at the Stanley Hotel. That's the hotel. The Overlook Hotel is from the book, but it's the hotel they use is an actual hotel called the Stanley Hotel, and I would actually stay there.
Which is,
someone asked that earlier. I would stay there.
Which is actually where they filmed the miniseries.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would actually stay at the hotel. And you wouldn't have to pay me to do it. I would do it, and I would set up cameras to catch any like supernatural stuff that happens. Because there's at least one particular room I remember where it's like a lot of shit happens at that place. But yeah, thank you, chat. So we're gonna call it here. Again, next week is the top 10, our personal subjective top 10 list from 1993 films. No stream tomorrow or Friday. Doing the watch party for the Stephen King It TV movie from 1990 with Tim Curry as Pennywise. I'm going to try to stream Saturday evening, play some Black Ops 6 multiplayer, just jump on that and shoot the shit with you all, essentially, for a couple hours Saturday evening. So, Jono, if you're in the chat, if you have multiplayer, and I'm playing it through Xbox, so if you want to join in and you're available, you're more than welcome to do so. Sunday, Talk Nerdy to Us will be on my channel at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I will remind Steph of that. We'll have quite a bit to talk about. And moving forward, I'll figure out what to play next for my gaming stream, since I finished Resident Evil Village a lot faster than I figured I would. So, yes, fuck Norris, hope you enjoy the replay. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world, and we will see you all next Wednesday. Peace.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.